Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new up in this place, my name is Ntwaniengomane. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am back with another sit down video, probably the last one for the year, but you guys will find out as this video goes. Before we get onto the video though, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to this channel. We are now sitting at 7,000 subscribers. Guys, we have grown so much and I'm so grateful for everyone who has taken the minute to subscribe to this channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do consider clicking the subscribe button. I also just want to say a huge congratulations to everybody who was in CTA this year and who has made it out of there and who's going to be starting their articles, who's going to be starting a new job, moving to a different city, moving to a new environment, a new space. It is such an exciting time and I am so happy with you guys, and I just want to say congratulations to each and every single one of you because you have worked extremely hard to be where you are, and I just want to say all the best for ITC in January. I hope you guys spend December studying, but before I actually move on, I just wanted to invite everyone who's just got done with CTA. If you're considering opening a private bank account, investec has a great option. I use them from when I started my articles until today. I am still with them because their service is so good. So if you're looking to join in on the private banking experience, there's a link down below in the description box that you guys can sign up. And to everybody else who didn't make it out of CTA, I just want to say it doesn't end here. If you know anything about my journey, you will know that I failed too. I repeated CTA and it was not a nice journey, it was not a nice time, but it had to happen for me to be where I am. So I just wanted to encourage you, don't feel down and out, don't feel left behind. You are working your own journey as everybody else is. So chin up and go back and try again next year. So today I have a few things that I want to talk about, and I purposely wanted today's video to be an actual sit down video because there are certain things that I want to talk about following the video I did on the sacrifices that I've made to be in this country or to be where I am today. I will leave the link somewhere up here and you guys can go watch that video after you've watched this video. So today I just want to talk about some of the benefits actually, because I feel like a lot of the times we talk about the dark side, we talk about how difficult it is, we talk about how we've made sacrifices, we talk about how we're struggling, we talk about all of the bad stuff. It's not really bad, but like the more difficult stuff. But today I wanted to end this on a light note to say, as much as there's been sacrifices and as much as there have been difficult moments, there have also been nice things that have happened in my life, some positive growth, some positive stuff that has quite happened and has benefited me greatly being here than probably I would have benefited by being in South Africa. So I have 4 things that I want to share and I'm going to speak under those 4 things. The first thing is definitely friends and family. So I have made more friends here in being in London. I've made more friends than I have made in South Africa during my working life. Obviously I don't count varsity, I don't count high school. It was so much easier for me to make friends then because I'd see them 7 days a week. But now in the working world, it's so much more difficult to make friends and it has to be intentional, and people are busy and I am busy, but being here for me has allowed me to make new connections, to make new friends in a way that I didn't even think I could in South Africa. So it has opened up a lot of opportunity for me to meet people, if I can put it that way. I've started attending Cell where I've met a group of amazing ladies. I've met a group of people at work, amazing people who we go out and we do stuff together. So I just feel like from a friendship perspective, I have definitely made more friends being in London than I have made in South Africa. The second thing about friends is the friends and family is I guess the family side of it. So obviously I haven't seen my family in so many months, like the whole year. But I feel that somehow our bond, our relationship has gotten so much closer than it was when I was in South Africa. Like in South Africa, yes, my parents would call me. My mom and I speak on a daily basis. We've always spoken on a daily basis. But my dad and I, when I was in South Africa, we didn't speak on a daily. But I feel like now that I'm here, we still don't speak every day, but we definitely speak more frequently than when I was in South Africa. And I just feel like the conversations are of a much better quality. When I speak on the phone, we're not just speaking for the sake of, oh, have you spoken to her today? Like, he generally wants to know, how was your day? How are you feeling? And I feel like the bond has grown so much. Not only just my dad, but also my brothers as well. We FaceTime, we have conference calls. So that for me, I feel like has benefited me to get closer. It's so wild to actually think about it, but the distance, I guess, has made us closer. The second thing is about my job, and this has been the biggest part of my year. I mean, I'm here because of my job, right? It's been like the biggest thing this year for me. But all I want to say under the job category is that I've had quite a lot of growth, and not growth in terms of a lot of new stuff, just growth in terms of the quality of my work ethic, number one, and growth in real estate specifically, number two. And I don't feel that I've grown so much in audit, because I feel like I got into a role where I already knew what I needed to do. Like, I came in as an experienced auditor, so there wasn't much growth to do in terms of how do I audit, in terms of the actual day-to-day work that I need to do. But there was so much growth in terms of industry specific things, like real estate specific things that I learned this year that I didn't know. The second thing under the jobs category is definitely promotions. So in the past, how long have I been here now? 11 months. In the past 10 months, I have been promoted, which is not it's not wild to think about, considering the fact that I came in experienced, like I knew what I'm doing. But it's also wild to think that 11 months into a new organization, you would get promoted. So for me, that was also a highlight, definitely. And the third thing is direction. And this is more, it overlaps into my personal growth category, which I want to talk about next. But direction in terms of being here has made me think more and made me think hard about, where are we going? What are we doing? What is the purpose? What is the why? Why are we doing this? Why are we here? So I feel like I've asked myself a lot of the why questions, and I've started wondering beyond audit. I've started wondering beyond the UK as well, which is weird because I've just been here for so short. But I've started wondering about what's next. And I feel like being here has exposed me to so much, which I'm going to talk about in the next category. I don't know why I'm piggybacking from the next point, but anyway, yeah, direction and going forward. I have thoroughly this year started thinking about, where are we going? What are we doing? Where do we want to go? In terms of my career, in terms of my personal goals as well. The third pillar is personal growth. And listen, this is my favorite category this year in my life. I don't know if you guys have favorite categories, but this has been my one. Personal growth, guys. I can't begin to tell you how great it is to see your own growth, to move to a country and experience living in a different environment, transacting in a different currency. It's those little things that grow you so much as a person. I've never for the life of me understood why, and I've seen it a lot, that people who leave South Africa in this case and they go back to South Africa, there's a high chance that they will live again and go to another country. And I've started seeing why. Being here has made me realize that yes, South Africa is home, but it's not the only continent in the planet. And I've been exposed, guys. You know that meme on Twitter where you see something you didn't want to see and they're like, oh, unsee. Like, I feel like that. Like, I can't unexpose myself to the things I've been exposed to. Like, it's just been great. I don't know how to explain it, but personally, I have grown so much. I definitely see myself as somebody who's probably going to return to South Africa and leave again. There is a very high possibility of that happening just because of the kind of exposure that I have had. The other thing is, in my personal growth, it definitely has to be my relationship with God. I don't speak about it in social media because I feel like that's a very personal part of my life. But being here has drawn me closer to God, and in a very intimate way that I don't think I would have been able to do when I was in South Africa. And I think I say that, and I can firmly say that, because in South Africa I always had a support structure. I could always go home on a weekend. I could always call up my brother to come up. I could, like, I had people. And being here, I realized I have no one but him. I have no one but God. And so there was nothing else to rely on other than him, so that for me has caused me to drift closer to God. And I feel like God has embraced me in a way that it's just so personal, it's just so intimate. And yeah, I guess for that is like probably the highlight, I guess, of this year. And I always say, like, I feel like one of the purpose, or the main purpose, of me coming to this country was to come here and find God for myself. And I feel like also my perspective, the experiences that I've had, I've taken a holiday to Turkey, I've traveled to Ireland, I've traveled to many parts of the UK. I haven't been able to travel to the Schengen area and the rest of Europe because of visa issues, but I plan to do that in the next year. And I feel like I could have never had all of these experiences had I stayed in South Africa. I hope that makes sense. And then the last category is definitely finances. And look, it wouldn't be fair for me to do this video, do the benefits of being here, and not talk about money. So in terms of investments, right, and savings, 2 years ago, I started investing, which was, I think it was a year into my articles or so. I started putting money away, and when I started, it wasn't a lot of money. I started putting like 500 rand, and then 1,000 rand, and then 2,000, and then it just grew and grew and grew like that. And I started off that by reading the book How to Make Your First Million. I think it's by Warren Ingram. I took the principles of that book and I started putting money away. And you guys, this year in October, I reached my first 100K. And listen, it was such a surreal moment because I had even forgotten about that dream. I haven't even forgotten about the goal. It was just an automatic debit order that went off and went off and went off, such that like 2 years later, I am at my first 100K. And I know this might not sound like a lot. It's like, come on, it's just 100K, right? But to the articles me, to the trainee me, that is a lot of money. In terms of savings, I have also been able to save quite a bit. Over and above my investment, I do have a savings account. I do have an emergency fund. And I have been saving in that as well, which has been great. The second thing in finances is streams of income. And I have had, how many have I had this year? I've had 3 streams of income this year, which I'm planning to expand on in the coming new year. So if you're subscribed to this channel, you will definitely have access to the offerings. And then the last thing is financial freedom. And I've watched a lot of videos this year on financial freedom and what it means and what it means to different people. And the one takeaway that I took from this was that financial freedom is more than just having enough money to pay your bills and then you can do whatever you want. There's this girl I watch on YouTube. She always says financial freedom is also about access. And it's also made me think about what is the access that I am getting, you know, in terms of financial freedom? What is the access that I'm leaving to my kids and my future families and whatever, you know? And one of those things is access to countries like the UK, access to countries like the European countries, like just having access. And that is on a whole personal level, probably that you guys may not understand, but like having multiple passports is access, because my kids will then have an ancestral visa to the UK. My kids can have an ancestral visa to the Schengen areas. So I've also been thinking in that way, and that's why I say there's a high chance that if whenever I do come back to South Africa, I might leave again, because of that access that I'm trying to build, because of the financial freedom that I'm trying to work towards. So definitely it has been good being here. The exposure has been great, and I cannot unsee these things. And then the last part of this video is what I do every year in December, which is my annual career break. I go on a break every December from speaking about careers and doing career content, and I just rest, you know, because I feel like also people are not in a space where they want to hear about careers in December. It's just vibes, it's monate, people are going up and down events and spending time with their families. They don't want, you know, like nobody wants to watch a career strategy video on the 22nd of December. Like people are just not into that kind of stuff. So number one, I am going on a career content break in December. I will not be doing any career content. Also because I want to find out who Ntwani is outside of being this career girl, this corporate girl. I also want to find out who I am outside of my career, because a lot of the times, and I've realized, like people will ask me, oh, tell me about yourself, you know, and the first thing I'll say is, oh, I'm a chartered accountant and an auditor, but like that's not who I am, that's what I do. So I want to use this time to also find out who I am outside of the career conversation, outside of being a chartered accountant, outside of being an auditor, outside of being a career advisor, coach, whatever you guys deem me to be. You know, I want to find out who I am outside of all of that. So I'm going to stop the career content for the month of December, and I want to do a lot of vlogs, because I have realized that you guys respond well to the vlogs that I've been doing for the whole of November. I think I've posted around 3 or 4 vlogs this month, and you guys respond really well to those. So I want to continue those for December. I will not be doing vlogmas. It will not be vlogmas in any way. It'll just be little bits and snippets of my experiences at home. I will mainly be at home. And also I have restarted my TikTok, which is the platform that I will be using to share some of the moments at home outside of being a career girl. It's a platform I also want to use to find myself, to find my voice as well, outside of this career conversation stuff. So definitely I will leave a link in the description box. Please do follow me on TikTok, and I will follow you guys back, and let's have fun. That's about it, guys. I can't believe the year has ended. I can't believe I'll be going home in a few weeks. And yeah, from the career table, I don't even know if that's a thing, but I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for engaging with my content this year, for engaging with my career content, for engaging with me on Instagram, and engaging with my vlogs and keeping up with my inconsistency. And yeah, I think on a sit down, I will see you guys again next year. But in terms of vlogs, in terms of fun things, in terms of, you know, I will definitely see you on TikTok, and I will see you on Instagram, and here as well. I'll be sharing some of that in here. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video, and yeah, take care. See you guys then. Bye.